Welcome back to Frontier for episode 8 with me, MrSealyp. Hello again, we're back. I thought I'd carry on with doing my sugarbeet for a bit. Why not? I made a mistake, didn't I? And I'm sure I'm going to have loads of comments. Of course I did. I don't know why I was thinking of the potato harvester. The potato harvester's got a really narrow head, and when it opens out to the side, this one doesn't, does it? This one matches the topper. I could have run the topper on the front and harvested on the back. As soon as I came out, finished doing the topping, got in this, tried to open it, I'm thinking, that doesn't make sense. That turns it on, raise and lower it, I'm thinking, why won't this open to the side? And then realise that the head is the same width as the topper. So for all of you that have commented on the previous episode, I've realised, never mind. Better just crack on, I suppose, and get on with it. This will fill up pretty quickly, I think. But that's not so bad. Let's get some lights on. 11:02. I've been giving some thought to what I was saying about. I definitely need some money. If I'm going to do pallets, I need woodland. If I need woodland, I need money. So I'm going to need to make some more. It's going to be, again, whatever I'm doing on here, it's going to be. All of it will be hard work, simply for the fact that there aren't very big fields on here. Until we get outside the wire, if we bought a massive plot out there and decided to try and use, I mean, it's going to be depending very heavily on the agro-industrial cooperative. If their test plots work and the ground is fertile enough and the crops do grow and we don't have any problems, then potentially moving forward, if we can use the pesticide and we can do a big plot out there, then yes. But inside the wall, the fields aren't that big because it's limited space. So as far as it goes for contract work, but also buying up fields yourself, you're not going to make a lot of money from doing that. Crop work is going to be more about the crops for productions, the crops for feeding animals, the crops for, you know, various different things. But it's not going to be a money spinner, really. When you can make money, but not, you know, not enough to progress and move forward enough, I don't think. But anyway, it's just thoughts bubbling through my head. So I'm thinking forestry, Palico, possibly if we get a plot of forestry that's got some ore on it, we can make a bit of money doing ore again. But the obvious solution at the moment, and again it's going to require a bit of time and a bit of work, is going to be the sand outside the wall for the industrial agro-industrial cooperative. They did say, could I move the sand for them, which I did. I piled up what I could because I sold, I think I only did one load or one and a bit loads, and I'd filled up at the concrete block factory. So the situation then is that, oh, I already filled up. I think I already had, hadn't I? How far back did I fill up? All the way back here. I'd filled up here and hadn't even noticed. Okay. Right, I'll go back. I was so busy talking I wasn't even paying attention to that. So, yeah, so I think the sand, I think loading up the train might be the way to go. I'm going to back all the way back up here now. To make a bit of money. Now what I'm also considering is, can I, let's lift that and lift that. Can I get a larger bucket for the crawler loader? I've got the weight on the back. I'm on a 5,000 at the moment. Will it take a 10,000? I don't know if it will, simply because the 10,000 litre one is supposed to go with the JCBs, not the JCBs, the Volvos. So I don't know if that's going to work. Or I might have a look in the CSZs and see if I can get a larger one in there for the wheel loader. If not, I might just have to stick with 5,000 litres, but 5,000 litres at a time might take a while. The other option is a conveyor belt. That's a good point. There's the Dr. Julia conveyor belt that picks up off the floor, but if I don't own the land, it won't let me tip onto the floor, but will it let me tip directly onto the conveyor belt? Again, just ideas I'm considering while I'm trying to get this done. So I will carry on doing the sugar beet harvest, as you can imagine. This has got to go to... Actually, where has this got to go to? Contract. Field 40... Oh, the Lizard Agro Industrial Cooperative. There we go. So it needs to go over or outside the wall. The gates are closed again. I'm probably going to need those open to go out to the agro industrial. That's going to help them a little bit because they are concerned about finances at the moment. Do I need both trailers at the moment? Oh, it doesn't matter. I might as well drag them both as we go. Yeah, and I'll carry on with this. Get this done, and I'll carry on mulling my situation. I can't believe I did all that down that row and didn't even notice it was full. Doesn't surprise me. I did the topping without realising how the roots stir, and I think I was doing potatoes. It was fun doing it. Right, try to avoid driving across the neighbour's crop. It's not a big field, but to be fair, 6,000 litres at a time, trailers aren't that big. I'm wondering actually whether I should go and get my trailer from the farm. And I mean that's the 30. Might be better off doing that, but will this pickup on this, or the pipe on this, be big enough? Drop that down. Let's go again. That's better. Pay more attention to what I'm doing. I decided to use my trailer as well, given its grand total was 67,000 litres, which is quite handy actually, and they did all hook together, which is quite nice. As I was heading out, I have been approached. You know, I was saying about doing the sand, and I have been warned about pallets. I've had a couple of warnings about a kind of magic porridge pot effect where I think pallets just become unlimited and they just keep spawning and you can't really stop it, which can be a bit of a problem. I'm not too sure what to do with that now. I don't want to test it because by the time I test it, it's too late. So I'm not sure. But the sand situation, agro-industrial cooperative where we are now to unload all this won't complete the contract, but it will give me a good idea of how far through we are. They have put me onto another, I say company, corporation. It's the Atreides Mining Corporation, and they want me to shift sand. So the agro-industrial cooperative, on their plot, they want the sand gone. The Atreides Mining Corporation want the sand. They're taking some mineral out of the sand. For what use, I have no idea, but they're prepared to pay for it. I have to rent the train now. I think the train's quite expensive, so we are going to do something. I'm going to give it a go. I could do a bucket load at a time. I'm just thinking of how we can speed the process up. I think the that conveyor belt might work. I think it'll only work on the land that you own, unlike the other one. I mean, I could use the same as I used last time, the forage pickup header, but I need to load into the train. So loading into the train is going to require a conveyor. I'll give it a go. We'll try it and see what happens. But interestingly, something I was going to say, and it's all this kind of, there's conspiracies within conspiracies, 60%, okay. Have I done half the field? I'm not too sure. But the logo, the company logo for the Atreides Mining Corporation, it's very much like the Transitional Authority logo. Curious? Coincidence? I think not. So, I'll see when this is done, and then we'll get on to maybe shifting some sand. I could be the Sandman. I'm not going to lie, I thought I was going to get more. So now I'm worried I'm not going to end up with anything. This contract doesn't pay very much either. So, oh, 30,000 litres only takes me to 90%. Eesh. I suppose it wasn't a particularly big field for sugar beet, was it? Okay, we're done. I've only got a tiny little bit on the rear trailer. I mean, literally just... Oh. Well, it's money, I guess. It's over, it's extra, and I haven't got to give 2/3 of it to the authority. So, you know, hey, it's done, isn't it? Wow, massive payout. What does this pay? 5,400. Oh, yeah, it's all right. Right, logistics. I need to work out what I'm going to do. I've come back to collect the crawler loader. So the beet harvest is done. Before I go and get that conveyor belt and see if it works. Who is it? Someone messaged me the other day about the beep by the wall. Someone said, is there a patch there? Oh, it's the centre section. That it's in the wall? I don't know. But as I said, crawler loader not strapped down. As soon as I strap that down, trailer just wants to tip over. So I'll leave it at the moment. It's not moving around, so when I brake or anything like that, it's not going anywhere. So our locking system seems to be working. But yeah, so I'm all over the place. I'm working for everyone. Agro-Industrial Cooperative, Transitional Authority, Atreides Mining Corporation. Whoever needs me, I'll be there. I just need to earn money. So yeah, I'm on their payroll. We're up here to shift some metal. And I'm on their account so I can see what it gets paid. And then I have to put in a request and they transfer the money to me. Then we'll go and we'll grab the... I've already taken my trailer over. I've just broken my suspension. That's better. Yeah, I've already taken... Actually, I don't need to even put it onto the trailer here, do I? Because it's only just here. Just a case of moving over. Yeah, I've taken the trailer over to the agro-industrial oasis so we can start shifting some sand. That is the plan. How much we'll shift, I don't know. It's 30,000 litres at a time. I haven't got access to all the crazy gear from the Transitional Authority, but I'm hoping it will still work. Like I say, the only downside is I'm pretty sure it's something like... Oh no, did I... See, I'm thinking, did I dream it? I'm sure it's something like £5 an hour to lease the train. So, you know, some places you lease a train, it's a couple of grand, which is quite expensive. Some it gets dropped down and it's 1,000 an hour, and some it's they put it even lower. It's like 100 an hour or something like that. I'm sure it's something like £5. So I have to make it worth my while. Otherwise, yeah, that's a big chunk of change, isn't it? I assume these aren't just decorative, these ones here. It seems interesting they're right here. I suppose they've just got them ready to put into the facility whenever they need them. Strap. And then, do I need to do the weight on the back? Possibly. Put a bit of weight on there. There we go. Mind you, if I can get into the good graces of the Atreides Mining Corporation, then there's potential for mining. I don't know if they own any mines. There we go, that's better. At least I can see what this. Just like it was last time, 7720. Okay. Should really be keeping a note of all that, shouldn't I? I don't know if the weight on this is enough for me to do 2 at a time. Did I do 2 last time? I can't remember. When we took some stuff from the refinery. Maybe not. I think there's one of those. Is there one around the back? I don't think so. Just a case of having the right tool for the job. When I think back to the start when we arrived, and I was talking about all these jobs that needed to be done, and I said, you know, I've got nothing that can lift anything like that. There's absolutely no way, you know, moving the bins with a skid steer loader was one thing. Okay, we feel like we've come a very long way, which is brilliant. Right, can I do 2, or is this going to be too much for the loader? Wait. So we can increase the weight. Okay. Well, I mean, we are right on the edge. I think the weight's at its maximum, yeah. Probably shouldn't be doing 2, but it's doing it. This is a plucky machine. I like it. And still leased. I was asked with like this, will I buy one? I might do actually. Let's really lower that weight on the back. Job done. Right, let's go and get this this belt. See if we can't shift some sand. Like I say, if it doesn't work, I can always, as soon as I increase the weight on the back of that, then and lifted 2 metal things, each 8 tons. I'm just thinking if I got a actually, I don't know whether it would work. I said that before, didn't I? The Volvo bucket, I'm pretty sure only worked with the Volvo itself. Do not strap down. Look up, fold up. Job done. Right, I'll see you out there in the dunes. Let's see if we can make a little bit of money shifting some sand. The dirt took hours and hours and hours. I'm hoping this doesn't take as long. Like I say, 30,000 litres at the time. Potentially it'll take a while, but we'll see. I'm also hoping I can unload directly onto the belt, because again, because I need to put the conveyor belt by the side of the railway, the railroad. I don't own the land around the railroad, and nor does the agro-industrial cooperative. I can collect the sand from their property. I need to be able to put the conveyor belt by the train to load onto the train, but if it will only let me dump on the ground in front of it, oh, that's going to be an issue. Oh, we'll see. Like I say, all I can do is try. It's experimentation at this point. That was weird. The guy at Frontier Security just asked me where I was going and what I was doing, so I explained, and he asked me, am I working for the Spice Runners? I have no idea what he means. I'm just shifting sand. Spice Runners. Who knows? Better not to ask too many questions, I'm finding. As we go further down the rabbit hole. So what I'm thinking is, rather than trying to get across sand to our left to get to the railroad track, I'm thinking If we load... Actually, how am I going to load up? Oh, I didn't think this through, did I? I need the... I'm thinking if I rent the train and have it so that the carriages, train cars are there by that crossing, because nothing turns down there. Have the conveyor belt set up there to load onto the train, but then how do I load onto the conveyor belt? I can bring the trailer here to dump onto it, but I've got to load the trailer up. Maybe I'm going to need the... I might need the loader as well anyway. Oh, I was trying to avoid having to do that. I wonder... This is... Actually, you know what? This might work. This picks up off the ground, doesn't it? It's going to be a bit of backwards and forwards, but it might... Let's test it. Let's test it on the sand dune I've piled up. I'm thinking... Now this one, as you saw when I got it from the store, I've used it on other Let's Plays. I've used it before. Engineered and manufactured by Dr. Julia. It's a brilliant bit of kit. This picks up off the floor because it will pick up piles of all sorts of stuff. I'm sure I did iron ore with it, didn't I, on Silver Run? I'm sure I did on Silver Run. I've got it on the 40km/h version as well, so for getting it from A to B, you don't always have to hook up to a trailer, but I just thought it'd be quicker and easier to do it with that. But if this picks up off the ground, I could pick up off the ground, load into the trailer, drive it. Oh, it's going to be a bit of backwards and forwards. I suppose, technically, to turn it on, it'd be better if you had two of them, I suppose. But they're £2 a pop, and then I've got to rent the train as well. I don't know if this is going to work. Right. That's assuming, of course, it's even configured to pick sand up. It's just going to be a very short episode if it doesn't. Right, turn it on. Oh, it does. Okay, right. Let's extend that out. Oh, there's the train now. That would have worked, wouldn't it? Okay, right. Game changer. That's gonna make life a little bit easier. Right. 30,000 litres at a time. Yeah, it's going to be a bit of toing and throwing. I guess the other way round, you know, the 30,000 litres would be to lease a bigger trailer. But for the time being, actually, I might have to go a little bit higher with that. Yeah. Just raise that a bit more. Extend that a bit more. What's the pickup on it? It's still going. Dude. Oh, okay, that's 30,000 litres already. Right. Maybe not then. Right. Oh no, I'm going to have to wait now. Full rotation. The other thing as well is it takes a while for the train to come. I'm sure the circuit's something like 7 kilometres or something like that. If see what I mean? 25, 26 miles an hour? Is that as fast as it goes? Yeah, so if you normally they go 3. So this one, when you're shifting it around your farm and stuff, I must admit I wasn't 100% certain, because obviously the sand and dirt and stuff like that is pretty specific to this map. I wasn't convinced it was going to pick it up, but I thought I'd have to load onto it. The question is now, can I unload the trailer onto this? Because if it won't let me tip on the ground, because I know it picks up from the ground, which is fine. Actually, no, I'm going to come back a bit, because those barriers are going to need to come down, aren't they? Let's raise that up out of the way of the barrier. Actually, not what I'll do. Let's do that. Get it away from the barriers, because the barriers need to come down and I have to overload over the barriers. Yeah, if I can't tip directly onto the conveyor belt, I'm not going to be able to tip onto the ground because I don't own the ground. So this is where this part, there are so many moving parts to this that it's going to all go horribly wrong. So the next thing I need to do is check on the map. Yeah, I need the train to come back in and round, and I'd ideally be coming along here. I need to get along to that rent train point to rent the train, because otherwise, I'm sure it's 5,000 an hour. At 5,000 an hour, if I'm waiting for it to come all the way around, I'm being charged the entire time. I mean, that being said, to load up at 30,000 litres at a time, I'm going to be charged an absolute bomb. I am not even sure if we're going to break even on this. I'm just thinking what the sand's worth, how much the train will carry. At 5,000 an hour, I'm going to have to really shift some, aren't I, to make this pay out. Well, there's plenty of sand out there. It's not like there's a shortage of sand. And the other thing as well, the next thing on from that is, do the train cars even take sand? Oh, they must do, mustn't they? Because I can sell sand. That's the whole point. I can sell by train. You must do. It's just which ones out of the 4 that have got that aren't flatbeds, flat cars. Will they all take it, or will it just be a couple? Again, we'll only find out in a minute, won't we? Well, say in a minute, once we gradually fill them up. So I'm going to head along. Keep an eye on the map. Wait for rent train. We'll rent it once it comes along the line a little bit more, and let's see if this works. The train's on its way. I have bought the pickup over as well. It is 5,000 an hour. I was hoping I was wrong. I thought, was it 500, not 5,000? Pretty sure. How are we looking? Right, I suppose I better do it now. Give it a chance to slow down. Oh, I really hope this works. I really hope it works. I really hope the train holds an absolute load, and I really hope that if every load I send I make enough money to cover the cost of renting the train. And a little bit for myself. That would be nice, wouldn't it? Let's hop in. Start her up. So we've got 4 potential carriages. I guess the thing to do first is try the first one. Oh no, it's already open. Can we load into those, or are those just for crops? If I can load into all 4 flatbeds, I won't be able to, but I guess we'll find out. Barriers will be down, so we'll load over the barriers. I really do have some stupid ideas, don't I? Right, let's top the train. Barriers are flashing, that's done. Barriers are down. Let's go to there. Let's lift that up. I need as much room as I can here, so I need to extend that a little bit, not too far. Oh, hang on. It is unloading. Right, that works. So, how many phases are we on now? Will it pick up off the ground? Check. Will it load into the trailer? Check. Will it load under here? Check. Can I load it from the trailer onto there? If this tips onto the ground and it says the land is not owned, then I'm in real trouble. And the whole time I'm talking, this is charging me. So, but then, like I say, it's going to be a lot of backwards and forwards the whole time that train's sat stationary. Do I want to tip side back or tip? Oh, I've got to rather run a risk here. Tip side back, is it going to tip it on the floor? Oh, it'll probably say no. It won't let me, won't it? That's still not. I haven't really left myself a lot of room here, have I? Need to block the road. I want the unload thing to come up. If that comes up, I'm absolutely golden. Okay, right, that's good. Oh, you beauty. Why did that stop? It worked. It worked. Hallelujah, brothers. Right. So what I've got to do now. So, that phase done. It works. I tell you what I'll do. If I clear some of this sand here, because this is land that's all owned, I need to check on here. Let's do that. So where are we? We're here. So all the land, sand along here, all around that. Right, anywhere else I've got sand on this plot, I've got access to. So, yes, I'm going to do... Turn engine off. If I get this sand first, because it's closest to the train. So next thing is... Well, if it takes it in that first carriage, it's going to take it on all four, isn't it? Those are the ones I didn't think it would go into. The open box cars, I thought it would. The ones with the lids, I didn't think it would. So I reckon I'll be able to load into all four. Now, this won't... at least I don't think it will. Unlike the forage pickup, which will pick up from anywhere, even if you don't own the land, I don't think this will. So we're on at the moment. Yeah, the conveyor's on at the moment. And it's not... Stop engine, turn off conveyor. It's not picking sand up from anywhere else. So, as far as I can tell, I can't pick sand up from someone else's land. Otherwise, this would be picking it all up now. My concern is, when I get to the bit we own, is it going to start picking it up? Yep, okay, we're good. We are absolutely golden. Genius. Genius. Another 430, right. So, I'm going to see you in a little while. Let's see how much we can get on this train. And like I say, then the next one on from that is... when we unload a full load of the train, as long as we can do it inside of an hour, I won't get charged £5,000. Will it be enough to cover the cost of the rent of the train and make some money on top? Because this backwards and forwards bit is going to be where we're eating into time. The train sat here doing nothing. I suppose I could, after the first load, if we have earned enough, if it does pay it for itself really well, then potentially get a second conveyor. I reckon that's the way to speed this up and make it work better. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring that in a little bit, I think. I'm going to bring that in and bring that closer. Oh no, that's hitting the side of there, isn't it? That won't go up any higher, will it? No. It's got to be like that. So if we go to about there, then extend that. Yeah, so if I do the first load and I make enough money, then hire a second one of these. So if one's just sat here, one over there, then I'm not driving this backwards and forwards, and all I've got to do is go backwards and forwards with a pickup. Boom, done. Right. Okay, okay. Spice Runner. Spice Boys. No, that's... no. 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 Are we witnessing the start of a dynasty? Thousands of years from now, who knows? Also, bear in mind we're November 2 as well. It's 1:22. We're going to start losing the light, aren't we? Come on. No, don't. I still haven't found it. It's bizarre. When I rented this, I didn't really have a problem with the tyres. I didn't have a problem with it slipping and sliding. I didn't have a problem with it at all. Since I bought it, I can't seem to find a tyre choice that I'd like. This one seemed to be okay, and then seemed to go a little bit haywire. Come on. I'm sure that each of these carriages... No, is it 90,000? I don't know if it is, actually. Yes, alright, you haven't got to toot me. Toot your hooter. It's 2:15. Train's full. Trailer's full. A little bit's gone off of there. So, I need to send this. I think we're on to 420,000 litres, I want to say. There we go, 420,000 litres. Let's start it up. Let's go back to that and that. Close that one. Close that one. let's head off. So 420,000 litres of sand. Heading off to the Treaties Mining Corporation for the minerals they are going to remove from it. What are we going to earn from this? And what are we going to get charged for the lease of the train? That's going to be interesting as well, isn't it? Then I'm going to wait for the train to do a full loop round. We've got loads more sand we're going to need to clear. If it's enough from this one, I'm probably going to get a second conveyor belt. It's not too much of a pain, especially with that increased speed. If it's 3 miles an hour, no, I would be like, that's ridiculous. But to be fair, look at all the sand here. Whoa. Okay, do I want to sell the goods? Yes. Oh my days. Okay, vehicle leasing cost 5,079. So I had it for over an hour, did I? I didn't realise it had taken me over an hour. Okay, but 38 grand. So 38 grand for the goods. Take off the 5 grand leasing cost. 33. 2 grand for the thing. We're making 31 grand each load for an hour. I'm not gonna argue with that. That's pretty cool. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get a second conveyor, so I can have one at the train, one at the other one. So I've got to keep going backwards and forwards. That will speed things up a little bit. So 215 or 217. What I'll do is once I start to load the next load in, I'll see if I can get the next load done. If I'm not going backwards and forwards, can I get the next load in under an hour? So will I see you again before 317? Oh no, it won't be. It'll be whatever time I put the first loading. So I'll get the conveyor, bring that over first. That will take a little bit of time. And I'll promise I'll be honest. Oh look. I'm assuming that needs to be dug. If I just press L3 now, no I can't. Okay, that would need to be dug out. Anyway, found another one. So 223. Train is now rented again. I'm going to start from the back this time. I think it makes more sense than just gradually reverse the train, I think. Engine off. Drop out. Right. So this one stays here. The other one's over there. So it's just me going backwards and forwards now rather than keep moving the conveyor. That should speed the process up a little bit. Now I know I'm making enough money on it. Let's unload that. We have cleared a fair bit, to be honest. I'm finding the reach of it as well, as I'm backing up to do the bit to the side, which as you can see now we've done, it's actually taking a tiny little bit to the left as well, clearing right back to the white line on this side, just enough. So we've done all the way along here, all the way to here, done a little bit there, so I'm going to start in the middle section now. I mean, how much are we get? I don't know really. I think we might get another full load. I haven't been further out to have a look and see what sand there is further out. And again, this is a finite resource here on the agro-industrial cooperatives property. It's not like there's millions and millions of litres here. There's a bit, but not. Oh, okay, I need to raise that up a little bit, but not as much as I thought there might be. I can extend that as well. I think. Let's do that and that. There we go. As far as it can go. Like that, if I go forwards even further, when I bring the next one over and back up, that's just going to keep unloading. So like I say, no backwards and forwards now with the conveyors. I just go backwards and forwards with the trailer, and it's like bump, 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 bump. Relay. Let's do it. Putting some hours on this XJ already. Nearly 3.5 hours on it of just driving time. I'm trying to think, what have I been doing with this? I've done 3.5 hours already. So by 3:23 I need to be away, or this hasn't sped up the process at all. I think it will absolutely speed the process up. So back up till we get the symbol coming up. Have I gone straight enough? No, I have. This would speed up the process if I was more accurate. There we go. Way more efficient. Oh, go again. Nice. Right, let's see you in a little while, hopefully, before 3:23. It's 2:55. The train is full. I haven't quite halved the amount of time. Just under. By the time we get to actually selling, so let's close the cover. Close the cover. Let's head off. Another 420. Yeah. So yeah, about half. It was 2:23 I started, so 3:23 would have been, yeah. So yeah, about half the time, which is absolutely brilliant. So the question is going to be, and it should be, if it's taken me about half the time, this should be half the fee for leasing the train. Shouldn't be £5 grand, should be 2.5. Again, we'll see. I've probably got, I reckon, another, if I go round the oasis and along that side, probably another couple of loads maybe. I could do another, I reckon another couple of train loads. Yeah, 2,800 vehicle leasing costs. So I've halved my leasing cost. And by halving the leasing cost this time round, that covered the cost of leasing the other conveyor. If I can do another load, so I can get 2 loads done an hour now rather than 1 load, I'm making more money for myself. What's the end goal with that? I'm still looking at buying some land. I want to get some land with some trees on it, some forestry. And again, am I going to buy Palico? I'm not sure. But a bit of forestry, maybe sawmill. Have we got a sawmill on here? Oh, mine's blanked. Is there a sawmill? Anyway. But even if I get the land, there might be some ore, there might be some stones. It depends what plot of land I pick. I might have to do a bit of scouting around to see what I'm going to do with that. But at least I know. Sand work, that has worked. The train has worked. Each step of the way, I wasn't sure what was going to happen. It could have been an absolute waste of time, could have been an absolute disaster, but as it turned out, it's working out all right. By getting that second conveyor, I've sped up the amount of time, or sped up my process, half the amount of time it's taking me to load each train. So I'm making more money. That's, you know, in essence, every step of the way, everything you're doing when you're getting bigger machinery, faster machinery, with farming, whatever it is you're doing, streamline your process, speed up your process, maximise profit. That's the point. So like I say, normally at this point I'll be saying, right, next episode we'll look at this, we'll look at, I'm not sure. I've got some decisions I've got to make. I do want to start moving into looking at some productions in the town, but what? Anything that requires fruits and veg and stuff like that. I don't really have any fruit and veg or anything like that I can use. Maybe some greenhouses. We could look at possibly putting some greenhouses in. But again, this is all kind of just maybes, ifs, if, buts. I'm not kind of sure. But this is the end of this episode. Anyway, Mr. Sandman, the Spice Runner. Like I said, I've got a bit more to do, and we'll do it off camera. Did I say I've taken on 2 baling contracts for silage bales? I'm going to do those off camera, so that should make me a little bit of money. I'm not going to sell the bales, I'll keep hold of them. and then at least they're there, so I can sell them at some point if I wanted to. If not, we'll keep hold of them. It's always good to have as a resource anyway, because you're never quite sure. But anyway, I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.